Hi, and welcome back to the Going Gold Homestead. If you're new here, my name is Hein, and my wife Mienette, that's behind the camera, and I are building a house and a life here on a farm in the Little Karoo region of South Africa. I've made two previous videos about building the deck that I'm standing on at the moment, and today's video, we finish the deck. At the end of the last video, for which I'm putting up a link, we were waiting for the deck planks from the sawmill. Those eventually were ready for collection after several weeks. The planks are pressure treated and was still very wet. I made 2 trips and still the weight of the planks were too much for my trailer's roof carrier. The dynamic load on the dirt roads caused the metal in the roof rack to bend. So it goes. With the decking on the farm, it was time to start fitting the planks. I set up a working station with my miter saw on the plywood sheets on the joists and started working. I also made a jig to pre-drill the holes in the deck planks. This jig fits over the deck plank and locates on the joist below. The 2 pilot holes ensure that the deck screws are evenly spaced and in line to make sure it looks good. The first line of deck planks were fitted against the bay windows. All the other planks were spaced relative to this line of planks, so it was important to get the first line square and straight. Then the repetitive work started. First I cut the plank to length, then I mark and drill the pilot holes, then I change the drill bit for a square drive bit, and then I fasten the planks using the decking screws. I also used an off-cut piece of flat bar as a spacer to ensure even spacing between the deck planks. I did not fit the deck planks tight against each other, but mounted them 3 mm apart. At one stage, I seriously considered buying a second battery-powered drill or impact driver, as the changing of the drill bits got tedious quite quickly. Working on your knees and getting up 2 or 3 times for every plank also took its toll on this old body. As you can see, all the work done on the house are done by me and Mienette. If you want to follow our journey towards off-grid self-reliance, please consider subscribing to our channel. Also, feel free to like the video or comment. I'm learning every day, and I've never done any of the things I've been doing for the last 2 years, and your comments really help. So, if you have experience in homesteading and building, and see me doing stupid things, please comment. And this is the final deck plank. You can see my spacer and how I used it to ensure an even line between the planks. Once the floor of the deck was finished, I started with the barriers around the deck. We decided to use steel cables for the balustrades. I made tensioners using an 8 mm bolt with a hex head cut off. On the other side, I cut a slot using a cutting disc on my grinder and squeezed the steel cable into the slot with a nut. A nut and washer on the other side of the bolt makes for an adjustable tensioner. On the opposite end of the steel cable, I made a stopper from an aluminium pop rivet with a large flange. This part was crimped onto the cable and pulled into the hole in the wood. On the long cable runs at the front, I used eye bolts as tensioners, as the wooden post at that end did not really lend itself to my homemade tensioners. With the balustrades complete and the deck planks having had a few days to dry out, it was time to finish the wood. Here Mienette is painting the deck with stained boiled linseed oil. The finished deck is now a favorite spot not only for Mienette and myself, but Oberon the Rottweiler also enjoys spending time out front. After I started mounting the deck planks, I saw a deck builder on YouTube stating that you should fit the planks tight against each other, as the wet wood will crimp and form a gap. This has been my experience, and we now have a gap significantly bigger than 3 millimeters. This is not a problem, but an interesting learning. And this is it for this update. Thank you so much for watching, and do join us for our future videos. See you in the next video.